You may have heard about ChatGPT, an advanced artificial intelligence language program that is blowing people's minds with how it can understand and respond to you just like a human. It's been trained on so much data you can talk to or command it to write about almost anything. For example, let's pretend I just became president and I ask it for a grandiose election victory speech. Make it 3 sentences. My fellow citizens, today we have made history. Together, we have risen above the divisions of the past and written a new chapter in the story of our great nation. Today, we begin a new journey towards a brighter future, united and determined to build a better tomorrow for all. Not bad. Now, the cool thing is you can also ask ChatGPT to make some adjustments, like rewrite this in the voice of a 5-year-old with a pessimistic view of the world. I guess we won, but nothing will really change. Everything is going to be bad. And we still have to be good and do what grown-ups say. Now that was kind of funny, but ChatGPT is a hot topic among educators. School systems in Orange and Durham County have blocked it from school networks and devices, fearing students may use it to cheat. But does it do a good job? To find out, I had to go back to class. We are at Raleigh Charter High School today, the number 3 ranked high school in the entire state, according to U.S. News and World Report. Let's go inside. Feels a little strange walking the hallways. It's been a while. Oh, I think I found who we're looking for.
You would think that, wouldn't you? Mm-hmm.
He's got an exquisite blend of expertise in teaching and tech.
My name is Kenny Felder. I've been a high school teacher for just over 20 years, and before that I worked in the software industry, designing and coding software, and I wrote the book on modern physics.
To test ChatGPT's capabilities, Mr. Felder sent me a real essay assignment from his honors class about whether or not to take a gap year.
Start by listing some pros and cons. Think through what you would do with a gap year.
I entered some of those directions and also asked ChatGPT to make up some places to travel and just for fun, incorporate Michael Jordan. In less than a minute, I had my paper. It looked pretty well thought out, organized. There's a paragraph about a trip to Europe or Southeast Asia to immerse myself in the local way of life. It even mentioned how I plan to consult with Michael Jordan because he took a break from basketball before rejoining the NBA, a reference to his first retirement. I printed out my work and handed it in.
It's a very good essay. I'm very impressed. You gave me specifics about yourself, things I didn't know about you. You were particularly interested in different cultures and were particularly interested in traveling through Europe and Southeast Asia. You talked about the financial burden. As I always stress in systems class, you haven't looked at any system fully if you haven't looked at the financial issues.
And I try to include some data too. There's some studies I cited, research I cited.
Right, and I definitely appreciate that. That shows that you looked for relevant, interesting information.
But one of the studies I cited, Mr. Felder wasn't able to find any trace of.
As rude as this sounds, I had to wonder if you made some of that up.
So what grade would you have given that?
I would absolutely say this is an A paper.
Really?
Yeah, there's just
really
no question. It's much better.
I worked really hard on it.
I was giving some A's to papers that were not as well written, not as well organized, not as creative, not as personal as this one.
So I passed the essay, but how would it handle something from Mr. Felder's math class?
You're standing 20 feet from a building. You look up where you're standing and you see that there's a 60-degree angle going up to the top of the building, up on the roof. How tall is the building?
I type in the question word for word. Not only does ChatGPT give me the answer, but also shows me how it got there. The building is 34.641016 feet high.
Well, that's amazingly accurate, Rob.
So you can see why some schools are blocking it, but that's not the approach Mr. Felder would take.
I don't think you can put the genie back into Pandora's box, even if you want to. You could completely eliminate ChatGPT cheating if you made them write everything here in front of you, and I'm not willing to do that. The experience of writing something that doesn't take you 45 minutes, something that takes you 2 weeks or a month and a lot of research and a lot of thought, is an incredibly valuable experience. And I'm not willing to deprive them of that just for the few people who are going to cheat.
To some extent, it's the honors system, right?
To some extent it is, and we don't say that naively.
What are the conversations like right now in schools, districts, teachers?
So teachers are definitely talking about the cheating thing. We are definitely talking about how ChatGPT can be a useful tool, how we can use it to help students learn about research and learn about editing.
It's a technological shift that has Mr. Felder feeling both nervous and excited. He says the key is to not shy away from tools like ChatGPT, but learning how to harness it.
I've been forced to create higher level thinking, higher level problems, higher level education. And that's preparing our students for the 21st century, because once they leave school and have jobs, they will have access to ChatGPT.
Now, ChatGPT does have limitations. You saw the non-existent study it mentioned in the essay, and it got some other math questions wrong, but it's constantly learning and improving as people use it, like the internet did before. Mr. Felder expects it to shape education and learning in ways that are beyond ours and even its creators' imagination. In the studio, I'm Rob Wu, Spectrum News 1.